blessing upon him as he comes and shares his testimony with us. God, we know that you have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. So bless him as he shares with us. And God, we just love you and praise you in your holy name. Amen.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Josh Miller. For those of you guys who don't know me. Sorry, I'm not the best at public speaking. So.
Going off.
So, I grew up in an incredibly loving family, one that at times in my life I took advantage of, which is something that I will have to deal with the rest of my life. I grew up with both my parents, which is something I'm extremely grateful for because many children don't get the blessing of growing up in a situation like that. I was raised as a Catholic, but we weren't really in the church every Sunday. We're a Bible study type of family, even though religion classes were forced upon me and my brother. I don't really know why I felt the way that I did, but I viewed religion and faith as a huge lie for a very long time. I wasn't able to wrap my head around the fact that if God was such the amazing God that he is, why was there so much bad in the world? Why would he allow my cousin to be killed the way that he was? Why did he allow my grandmother to suffer most of my life with cancer and allow her to beat it only to suffer again and pass away? Why would he allow war, famine, disease run rampant the way that it does? I think that I used these excuses to justify taking the easy way through life. Faith didn't come easy to me, and I definitely didn't trust it. This is what led me down such a dark road in life with all the drugs and alcohol. I started all that at a young age. I was about 13 when I started abusing drugs, and didn't take long to be hooked on the path that I was headed down. I truly felt there was nothing better to do in my hometown than drinking and using drugs, and that is what I did for a large part of my life. I burned a lot of bridges with my parents and a lot of people around me. At that time in my life, I truly didn't care. I just couldn't wait to be on my own. After I passed high school, by the skin of my teeth, I moved out, which burned one of the biggest bridges in my life with my parents because of the way that I did that. By 18, I had lost multiple friends to drug overdoses. Even after that, I didn't even get to bury my best friend because I didn't find out that he had overdosed on heroin until I was halfway through basic training. I was arrested when I was 18. At that point, I knew that I had to change, but similarly to times in the past, I just kept doing what I was doing. By the time I was 19, I had already been let off of 2 DUI charges I should have been arrested for. After a night of drinking and using drugs, I was pulled over yet again. I remember that moment so clearly in my head. After blowing almost a .20, the officer who stopped me said that he wasn't going to arrest me because he didn't want to ruin my life over this. I know that God was pulling me to my faith throughout my entire life, but hindsight being 2020, I think that was the first time that I had felt his grace and mercy. That very next day, I went to the recruiter's office. I knew that if I kept moving down the path that I was taking, I would be dead or in jail by the time I was in my 20s. Fast forward 3 years, I had PCS from my first unit in Germany to here in Fort Campbell. I found a woman that I truly loved for the first time in my life, but I hadn't quite found a way to love God and my faith enough to love her the way that she deserved. Eventually, among other reasons, I believe that was the reason we didn't work out in the end. But God put her in my life for a reason, and I believe it was because she was the first person to show me faith in Christ, as I have been blind to his love and beauty for my whole life. It's something that I hope to eventually overcome my regret of. I was saved and repented of my sin in a taco shop right down the street from here, just last year. Because I realized that after a lot of prayer, that I wasn't choosing God for her or even for myself. God was choosing me. And it was truly the happiest I've been in my entire life. God has shown me so much love, and I wasn't able to realize it until that moment. He has given me so much through the church. Y'all are family to me. Through Christ, I have struggled as everyone does. I wrestle with my faith as everyone does. but I'm so much more living for Him than I was without Him. And I know that I am truly blessed. That was hard, I'm sorry.